That's a wrap on 2025, which means it's time for top 10 lists. So here are 10 of my favorite movies of the year. So let's kick things off with Bugonia. There were a lot of movies this year that seemed to speak to this very political and social moment that we're in, and Bugonia is one of the strangest, but also one of the most captivating. The three central performances from Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, and Aidan Delbus are incredible. This movie is weird in that Yorgos way that sometimes works for me and sometimes doesn't, but this one absolutely worked for me and I completely loved it. Next up was one that was kind of a surprise to me. This was recommended to me by a lot of people in the comments on a few of my videos, and that is the Tamil film Bad Girl. Bad Girl is relatable, it's refreshing, the characters feel very fleshed out and realistic. It kind of reminded me a lot of Lady Bird in terms of the central relationship between our main character and her mom. I just absolutely love this film. I think it's beautiful, the acting is fantastic. I was so glad you guys recommended it. Next up is a film that I've already talked a lot about on here, and that is Rahul Ravindran's The Girlfriend. This movie has an incredible performance from Rashmika. It's meaningful, it's poignant. I just think it's a masterpiece and I would highly recommend checking it out. Next up is No Other Choice. This is a movie that I did not get a chance to make a video about, but I absolutely loved it. It is simultaneously grim and hilarious. It's got beautiful camera work. It's got great music. It's got some fantastic editing. The transitions in here are just magnificent. It's a really dark story, but also one of the funnier movies I've seen this year. Absolutely loved it. Next up is another movie that I've talked a lot about on social media, and that is Lokah Chapter 1 Chandra. This movie feels so vibrant, so fresh, and it's the start of a cinematic universe that I cannot wait to explore. Next up is Weapons. I'm a huge fan of Zach Cregger. I think this movie is creative and clever. I think it does a really great job of balancing the sort of creepy horror elements with these comedic moments, giving us a nice little catharsis in there. The ending of this is absolutely fantastic, and Gladys, instantly an iconic character. I really loved this movie and I will look forward to anything Zach Cregger does from here on out. Next up is Sorry Baby. This movie has some of the most touching and heartfelt moments of the year, but is also one of the funniest movies I have seen all year. It gives this really great exploration of healing after trauma. There's a central friendship here that is so touching and sweet. I absolutely loved it. If you haven't seen it, it's on streaming now. Definitely check out Sorry Baby. Next up, we have a movie that I loved, that I've watched multiple times, that I did write a review of for Trashwire, and that is Kuberaa. Like a lot of movies we've seen in 2025, this movie is also about greed and wealth inequality, but it's really beautiful and it features one of the best performances of the entire year from Dhanush. It also features some of my favorite music ever from DSP. I think Kuberaa is a masterpiece. You can read my full review of it on trashwire.com. I completely loved this movie. Now we're getting to the very difficult decisions. So at second place for my favorite movie of the year, I am putting One Battle After Another. To me, what makes One Battle After Another so phenomenal is the performances. Obviously, Leonardo DiCaprio is fantastic. You have Chase Infinity in her feature film debut. Sean Penn is just absolutely ghoulish and horrific here. But I want to give a special shout out to Benicio del Toro because I think this performance is iconic. I do not know a single film nerd who has not referenced A Few Small Beers at some point this year. And finally, my favorite film of the year, you know it's gotta be Sinners. I mean, let's be honest, Sinners is a straight up masterpiece. This is the kind of movie where I sat in that IMAX theater, the credits started rolling, and I immediately thought, well, that's the best movie of the year. Before I wrap things up, a few honorable mentions for Stolen, Kanta, Kantara Chapter 1, Superboys of Malagon, and Bob Trevino Likes It. So there you have it, my favorite films of 2025. You can read my reviews for a lot of these films on trashwire.com, and of course, follow me on Letterboxd at Trashwire.